Helps when I add myself to the screen. Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Before we get into, hold on, there it is. Before we get into the meat of the video, let's handle our business first, shall we? Bam! Your gut, your instincts, the feelings you've had that something ominous is on the way, all of it is true. But what are you going to do about it now while you still have some control? Your first step is to go to my website, preparewithjericho.com. Your next step is to stock up on the multiple 1 week emergency food kits from My Patriot Supply. Priced at under $50, there's no better time to buy in bulk. My Patriot Supply is equipped to help you prepare. As the original Patriot company, they've helped over 2 million families ready themselves. This week, the 1 week kits will be ready, and with ready hour foods provide over 2,000 calories a day, and they're sealed inside a rugged ammo can so they last up to 25 years in storage. Just grab it and go when crisis comes. Get these kits for under $50 this week only at preparewithjericho.com. That is preparewithjericho.com. That was worded kind of weird there. Threw me off for a second. How's everybody doing? Well, I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's a new movie coming out. And I'm not sure exactly when, but they just officially released it, or released the cast of the movie. And it is Romeo and Juliet, the classic tale of young love that ends very tragically. I believe it's from the 1500s, going all the way back to the 1500s, William Shakespeare. And there have been two remakes that I know of, at least on a large scale, like mainstream. 1968 and 1996. And I remember in 1996, I was about 16 years old. Leonardo DiCaprio was Romeo, Claire Danes was Juliet. Yeah, John Leguizamo in there. It was a really good cast. And it was updated. It took place nowadays. It still had the old verbiage, thou Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? But it took place in modern day times. Instead of swords, they had guns. It was really cool. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I watched it a couple times back in the day. Great movie. Haven't seen the one from 1968, but I assume it's a great movie. I looked at the cast, great cast, some big names in that one as well. But if they're remaking something nowadays, you know what's going to happen. You know how they do. Remember that 50 Cent song, This Is How We Do? This is how they do. You know, if it's a classic and it's been around for a long time, it's something that you grew up loving, they are going to take that memory, they are going to sit on the toilet, take a nasty, ropey, frothy shit, and then wipe their distended Hollywood anus with your memories. Something you grew up enjoying, maybe as a kid, you grew up watching it with your family, you grew up reading it, it's a book or something like that. They're going to wipe their ass with it. And this is no different. They released the cast for the new Romeo and Juliet. And instead of telling you, how about I show you? Now, first, we're going to go back in history a little bit. I'm going to show you the cast from the Romeo and Juliet of 1968. And I believe how you pronounce his last name, Whiting. Leonard Whiting played Romeo in the 1968 adaptation of Romeo and Juliet. So let's look at him. Actually, here, let me go back. Let me go back one page. And then you can see everybody. There we go. That's better. Oh, shit. Okay, there it is. There's Leonard Whiting. He played Romeo. Look at him, good-looking fella. Look at that. Very handsome man. Makes sense. Romeo, Juliet, Olivia Hussey, but they probably pronounce it Hussey. That's unfortunate for her in school. But there she is. Beautiful young lady. Romeo, handsome. Juliet, beautiful. Makes sense. This is the rest of the cast. John McInerney, McHenry, McInerney. There he is, McInerney. That's how you say it. Milo O'Shea, Robert Stevens, Michael York as Tybalt. So here, oh, shit. So that's the cast from 1968. Very beautiful people, right? Makes sense. Now let's look at the cast. Romeo and Juliet, 1986. Bam, bam. Take out the 68, put in the 96. Here we go. Cast. Leonardo DiCaprio. There you go. You know what Leo looks like. Some of you ladies probably a little moist right now from seeing this. Here, let me put it back up here for you. There you go, ladies. Get a towel if you need one. Leo. Claire Danes. Was she in that TV show, My So-Called Life? What was the other one? What was that HBO or show she was on where she works for the CIA? I can't remember. She did a great job on that. Unfortunately, she was also in Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. Ooh, that was bad. John Leguizamo, Harold Perrineau, Pete Postlethwaite, Paul Sorvino, Brian Dennehy, Paul Rudd, Vondi Curtis Hole. You know, some very talented actors. But Romeo and Juliet, you notice something similar, a similarity between the Romeo and Juliet of the 1968 version and the Romeo and Juliet of the 1996 version. They're all white folks because Romeo and Juliet took place in the 1500s and it was about an Italian family, the Montagues and the Capulets, right? Italians, white folks. I don't know if Italians consider themselves fucking white over here. I don't know. But it's in Europe. So if we had to put you on a spectrum, Italians would be on the lighter side of things, right? Okay. Now, let's get to the nitty and the gritty, huh? Now, if you will, or maybe you won't. But let's look at the new Romeo and Juliet cast. Damn it. So I'm gonna go down here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And of course you knew they were going to do this. Okay? And I don't want to hear, before I show you this, I don't want to hear shit about, well, you know, they're just making the new movie. It's they're updating it. It's the new times. No, it's not. Romeo and Juliet are two Italian people. If you want to make another love story about two young people that are of different races, go right ahead. But you can't call it Romeo and Juliet. They're about about a specific race of people. How come it doesn't go the other way? So since we're remaking and recasting William Shakespeare's plays, you're going to make Othello white? Because, you know, Othello was about a mole. Or are you going to make them white? Why is it always one way? They rebooted Wonder Years, made it about a black family. Well, you know damn good and well, it's about a white family. Why not create a new one? Then you can make people whatever color you want without shitting on people's memories. It's always one way. It's always taking white characters and making them black or Latinx or Asian. You're going to do a white Good Times? You're going to reboot Martin and make him white? No, you wouldn't do that. Why? Because it would be called racist. Why can't you make your own thing? Why do you got to take our stuff and twist it? Well, the argument goes the other way. This shit is stupid. It always goes one way, even with the Ku Klux Klans. And you got them playing other sports. It's always a man identifying as a woman and then dominating, playing against biological females when they're a biological male. Why do you not see some female like, you know what? I want to be one of the guys. I want to stomp with the big dogs. I want to be one of the boys. You don't see them go over and dominate. The very few examples you see, they end up getting their asses whooped. Prisons, California and other states will allow you to go into the prison that you identify with. California, I know they do it in New Jersey because there was a story about a dude who twisted his fucking hair into two tiny little pigtails, went to a female prison and got 2 inmates pregnant. Why is it not the other way? Why don't you see a woman who identifies as a man? She's a Ku Klux trans man and she goes to a men's prison because we know what would happen. I have a friend of mine who I asked him that because we worked together. It was before I quit my job at Trader Joe's, and we worked together, and he had done some time in prison, some serious time. And I asked him, what would happen to a woman who identifies as a man and they put her in a men's prison? He said, bruh, she would be unrecognizable. You see what happens to men in men's prisons, right? There's a reason why I call it the booty house. What do you think they would do to a woman? I don't give a fuck what kind of pills you've been taking and the peach fuzz you got on your face and how you roll your sleeves up with a pack of cigarettes in your t-shirts like you're a fucking greaser. He said, that don't mean nothing. She would be unrecognizable. It would be savage and disgusting. But again, it only goes one way. You only take the white characters and make them another color. You don't ever take black characters or whatever and make them white, because that would be racist. So here we go. Romeo and Juliet, the reboot, is probably coming out in 2025 because they just announced the cast. Drum roll, please. There they are. That's Tom Holland from Spider-Man. And let's see, what's the girl's name? Francesca Amawuda Rivers. I guess that's Amawuda. That's definitely an African name. And here's another thing. Unlike the Romeo and Juliet from 1968 and the Romeo and Juliet from 1996, they're not even attractive. Now, if you want to do another updated version, like the 1996 version where it takes place nowadays, he could be like some nerd in high school who gets picked on. He's not even handsome. He doesn't strike me as a Romeo. She damn sure doesn't strike me as a Juliet. Not only is she the wrong color, just like the Indian dude told Bruce Lee in Return of the Dragon, or no, it's Chinese Connection. Sorry, you're the wrong color. She's not even that attractive. Neither one of them are. Man. Shit is ridiculous. Who's going to go watch this bullshit? You know why they're doing this. It's not some new, cool way to look at it, man. We're taking it and turning it on its head. No, you're not. They're doing this for the same bullshit reasons they do everything else. The same reason they're going to take The Wizard of Oz and have Ku Klux trans characters in The Wizard of Oz. No one in there had a romantic interest. The only couple that was in that movie was Annie M and Uncle Harold. Wasn't that his name? Annie M, Annie M. That was one of the coldest scenes. She sees Annie M in a little crystal ball and starts calling to her, and then the witch goes, Annie M. But I believe that was the uncle's name. But that was the only couple. And they never showed them hugging or anything like that. There was no sexuality at all in The Wizard of Oz. But the new version, you better believe it. The director said it needs to reflect the times. So then make another story about a girl who travels to a mythical land. Nope. We're going to take the things you've grown up loving and enjoying and the things that you want to share with your children to see the happiness come over their face when they see these movies that you've loved for so long, and they're going to wipe their distended, overused Hollywood asses with your memories. This is no different. This is the new Romeo and Juliet. I'll meet you crazy sons of bitches in the comment section. You know how it goes. When are they going to stop this shit? I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to that description box. Hit the link to my new YouTube channel, Green's House. Like, subscribe, and share. I am Jericho Green. And man, I'm out.